Welcome to PPK in English. Today we will talk about employee capital plans, or PPK as we call it in Polish, from the perspective of the employee. Join us today.
Hi Nathaniel, it's nice to see you.
Hi Agnes, it's nice to see you too.
So recently in PPK in English we've talked about foreign employers. What is our topic for today?
Well, today I'd like to focus on how employee capital plans, or PPK as we call them in Polish, how they can create an advantage for foreigners working in and living in Poland.
So what does a foreigner working in Poland have to do to be a PPK participant?
The basic condition for a foreigner to start saving in PPK is that the company employing the foreigner runs the program. So each employer has his enrollment window, and we've already seen this window and the enrollment for the largest and medium-sized companies, and now at the moment as we're recording this podcast, it's time for small businesses to enroll into the program, as well as the public sector, which is the biggest. So their deadline is until the 10th of May and the 10th of April, respectively.
So I just have to be employed at the employer who runs the program?
Good question. It's not the only criterion, so let me expand here. Participation in PPK is conditional on the foreigner having the status of an employed person in the understanding of the PPK Act. So in practical terms, because we don't want to be going on here with very technical language, it means that the employee must be obligatory subject to pension and disability insurance. So this will depend on the type of their contract, and it means that also not every employed person in the ordinary sense of the word will therefore be able to become a participant.
Okay, but then we have types of contracts in which pensions and disability insurance is voluntary. Can these employees join?
Unfortunately not. It's only those subjects to obligatory.
I see. So if I meet all these necessary criteria, do I have to do anything to start saving?
It's the age of a participant, of the employee, is important for entering the program, and this is because the employer is required to automatically enroll all individuals who are over 18 and under 55, and so we have this first group, and then we have a second group, age group, that these are people above 55 up to 70, and this group can join the program, but
Really?
they are not automatically enrolled, so they need to contact their employer, and they need to subject to apply in a way. So they are not automatically enrolled. This is the difference between the two age groups, that the second has to make some action. And then we have the participants over the age of 70 in the moment of enrolling the program, and they unfortunately cannot join. Anyway, coming back, to answering your question, another condition for concluding agreement on running PPK is that the employed person, also a foreigner, must have the required period of employment in a given company. So the employer should should conclude the agreement on running the PPK only after the third month of employment of this of a given person. So it's 3 months of employment, which is 90 days.
So 18 to 55 join automatically. 55
Correct.
to 70 join by their own application, and those above 70, when the program is introduced by the employer, do not have the ability to join PPK. Could you give me an example on how the system works?
Sure thing. So, for example, we'll have an employer, a foreigner, of course, not an employer. We have a foreigner who is 58, and he was employed under a contract of employment with a company running the program, and this means that his employer will only be required to enter into agreement on running PPK on his behalf if the foreigner applies to enter into this agreement, which means in practical terms that foreigner joins the program.
Okay, so all the duties regarding joining the program are on the employer, except for situations when the employee does not qualify for auto-enrollment and must apply to join. After joining, how can a participant log into his or her account?
So here each employer will have to choose a financial institution, which you know perfectly
Yes.
as you cooperate with them on a daily basis. And after the employer chooses a financial institution, the institution will have the duty to give all the necessary information regarding the participant's account. So if I'm just joining the program, as I did last January, I should receive, for example, an email that says...
It's like a welcome pack, yeah?
Yeah, sort of welcome pack, and in the welcome pack I'll have my login, my password. I'll be able to log on to my PPK account, which will show me how much savings I've gathered. So works mainly, it looks like more or less like an ordinary bank account, and it also allows us, gives us options to manage the funds that we can.
Okay, sounds easy. Are there additional advantages for foreigners that save regularly with PPK?
Yes. So a foreigner's participation in PPK can confirm his or her desire to stay in Poland for a longer period. In connection with, to explain this correctly, in connection with the introduction of PPK in Poland, more competences were given to the head of the Office for Foreigners. So he was granted access to information regarding information held by the social security institution here in Poland on savings by foreigners in PPK. So this has provided a new source of data on foreigners, who is saving in PPK and how much. Thus, joining the program might make it easier for a foreigner to obtain a residency card in Poland, and I think that is a very, very big advantage. So I'd point that as the biggest possible probably benefit for a foreigner.
Yes, it's a great benefit, I think. So heading towards the end, where can we find more information about PPK in English?
Well, you will find, first of all, useful links in the description to this episode. Then, of course, we'd like to invite you and feel free to have a look on our website, which is www.mojappk.pl. We'll have it in the description. Then we have you can find a training session that was being recorded in English about PPK on our YouTube channel, and of course we've already recorded how many third possible podcasts on this topic, and there are more to come. So many sources, but as I said, wait for more podcasts in English and head to our YouTube channel as well as our website.
Well, let's hope that not only Poles but also foreigners working in Poland will benefit from participating in the program. Thank you for today's conversation. Until next time.
Thank you very much and see you soon.